Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing well. Welcome to Network Tech Zone. I'm Sanjana. In this video, we will discuss about ACL configuration in Cisco ASA Firewall to Telnet from lower to higher security level. Let's get started with the lab. Let's take two routers connected via Cisco ASA device, and between router 1 and ASA firewall, we have 192.168.1.0 network, and we have 1.2 on the router interface and 1.1 for the interface connected on this ASA firewall on gigabit Ethernet 0/0 port. And between ASA firewall and the router 2, we have 40.1.1.0/24 network for the outside, and we have 1.1 on the gigabit Ethernet 0/1 port on this ASA firewall, and 1.2 on Ethernet 0/0 on router 2. At this moment, I have not configured any IP address. Let's begin with configuring IP address on router 1 and router 2, and then we'll move to ASA firewall. Let's begin with the router 1. Enable, configure terminal, interface. Okay, so before that, let's rename this router. Router 1, interface, Ethernet 0/0, and we have IP address 192.168.1.2. Subnet mask is for /24. No shut. Exit. Now we will move to configure IP address on router 2. Let's rename this to avoid confusion. Host name router 2. Interface Ethernet 0/0. IP address 40.1.1.2 /24 for subnet mask. No shut. Exit. Okay. So we just configured IP address on the router 1 and router 2 for the interface. Let's move to ASA firewall. It's still trying to load. Okay, so we now have to go enable mode and configure terminal. Let's go with the inside interface, that is gigabit 0/0 for inside. Interface gigabit port 0/0. IP address 192.168.1.1/24 subnet mask. Name if inside. And by default, the security level is set to 100. No shut. Exit. And let's go to the outside port over here for gigabit Ethernet 0/1. IP address 40.1.1.1/24 for the subnet mask. Name if outside. By default, the security level for outside is 0. No shut. exit. Let's verify. Show name. And you can see the security level for inside is 100 and for outside is 0. Okay, now we are done with IP address configuration on both these the three of the devices. Okay, let's go ahead and configure static routes on these routers, because we are trying to telnet router 2 from router 1, and we will try to telnet router 1 from router 2 and see if that works. Okay, let's go ahead and configure static route on router 1. Okay, on router 1, configure terminal IP route. Let's add default route 0.0.0.0 and 192.168.1.1. This is for the inside on router 1. Okay, and exit. Let's verify. Show IP route. You can see the static route added on router 1. Okay, let's move to router 2 and configure static default route. Configure terminal interface Ethernet 0/0 IP address 40.1.1.2 255. Oh, we are adding static route, right? I'm sorry. Let's go with IP route 0.0.0.0 0.0.0.0 40.1.1.1. Okay, let's verify. Show IP route, and you can see the static route added on router 2. Okay, now since we have added static route on both the routers 1 and 2, let's also configure telnet on both the routers, and I'm going to use the same username and password for both of these routers. Let's begin with router 1. Let's enable in the password. Enable password hello in lowercase, username Cisco, password Cisco in lowercase, all the letters. Okay, AAA new model, line VTY 0 till 4, because this router has got 4 interface. Okay, and let's say transport input SSH telnet. Okay, exit. All right, let's move to router 2. Config terminal, enable password hello, username Cisco, password Cisco in lowercase, AAA new model, line VTY 0 till 4, transport input SSH, and I'll say even telnet. Okay, and exit. Okay, so exit out of this, and let's go ahead and check from router 1 if you are able to reach router 2. I mean, if you're able to telnet router 2 remotely from higher security level. Okay, let's check. Telnet. So we are on a higher security and we are trying to move to lower security and see if that is working. by taking a remote session over Telnet. So 40.1.1.2. It's trying. Let's try again one more time. Yes, it's asking for username, Cisco, password Cisco in lowercase. It's asking for enable password, and our enable password is hello, HELLO in lowercase. And you can see Telnet is working from higher security level to lower security level. Let's go to router 2 and see if Telnet is getting blocked, because due to implicit rule, we will not be able to Telnet from outside to inside, because the outside router is in the lower security level. Okay, let's check. Let's go to router 2, Telnet, and we are trying to reach this router, which is present in the inside with the security level 100. Yeah, okay, 192.168.1.2. And you can see it's just trying. We will run a packet tracer command in the ASA, and you will see drop in the traffic. Let's go to ASA. From outside, okay, let's run the packet tracer command from inside to understand better. So packet tracer input inside from the router 1 to router 2, right? So router 1 IP address is going to be a source. So 192.168.1.2, and I will just, you need to give a TCP command. Insert TCP 192.168.1.2, and you can take any random port. I'll just take 10 05. Okay, and the destination that we are going to Telnet, we are trying to access remotely, is this router 2. So the router 2 IP address is 40.1.1.2. Okay, okay, and it is via Telnet, so port number is 23. Here you can see the action is allowed, okay, from the inside interface. Okay, and how about the ACL? ACL has implicit rule. Okay, let's check for the outside. Packet tracer input outside. So if you're trying to Telnet router 1 from router 2, your router 2 is the source. So here it has to be a source IP address, which is 40.1.1.2. Okay, and any random port here 1003. Okay, and we'll try to go to reach 192.168.1.2 via port number 23, right? Okay, let's check. Okay, you see here the drop reason. ACL is ACL drop. Okay, it is flow is denied by the configure rule, and the rule is an implicit rule. And you can see the ACL result here is showing drop. That means due to the implicit rule, we are not able to telnet router 1 from router 2, because router 2 is in the lower security level. We will go ahead and create access list, and we are going to create that access list for which interface? We will be
adding that on the outer interface of this ASA. Okay, because we are trying to reach the router 1 from router 2. That is, from the lower security level, we are trying to reach the higher security level. And let's go ahead and configure this access list. It's very simple. It's just two-line command. Configure terminal access list. And I will just say lab. Okay, just a name, extended permit. What am I going to permit? That is TCP host. So what is the host at source host here? So it's from R2, right? That you're reaching R1. So your source host is this R2 IP address, that is 40.1.1.2. Okay. And the destination host. The destination host I'm trying to reach from router 2 is this router 1, which is 192.168.1.2. Okay, via Telnet. Yeah, that's all. Now, we also need to configure access group. And where are we going to configure that? On the outside interface of this ASA firewall. So access group, we need to specify the same word that we specified here. So I'll just keep lab, okay, in interface. Interface of which? Inside or outside? Obviously outside, because we are accessing from outside router 2. So outside. Exit. If you want to verify, you can use the command show access list. Okay. And if you want to verify the commands for the access group, show running config access group. Okay. And you can see whatever access group commands that you have specified in your Cisco ASA firewall. Okay. Now, since we have configured ACL and the outside interface of the Cisco ASA firewall, let's try to Telnet and see if that is working. But before that, can we try to do a packet tracer command on this ASA and see what the result is? Okay, so packet tracer input from the outside 20.40.1.1.2. Okay. Random port 1003. Source IP address is 40.1.1.2. Destination IP address is for 192.168.1.2 via port number 23. You no longer see that denial message over here. Now it is saying it is allowed, and it's allowed on the outside interface to reach the inside. Okay, and how about the ACL? The ACL result is also showing allowed. Okay, so now which means that we should be able to Telnet. Let's verify. Let's go to router 2. We'll try to Telnet the router 1. Telnet 192.168.1.2 is asking for the username. That means Telnet is working. Cisco, lowercase Cisco for the password. Enable password is HELLO, hello. And there it is. Okay, so that's all about configuration of ACL on the outside interface of ASA. If you want to permit traffic to Telnet from outside to your private network, which is from the lower security level, you're trying to Telnet the higher security level, you can use this access list configuration. It is ACL in Cisco ASA Firewall. I hope that this video has been informative to you all. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And thank you for watching. See you in the next video.